weekends.
16 weekends.
All winter.
And even when we don't have our coaches, we're still shredded with our friends and stuff.
And the coach.
And the coaches, even when they're not, even when we're not on team.
Both of us started off as kids being coached in the program, and then we each did 1 year. He's on his first year of being a junior coach, and then after that, the progression was to be a full coach. And it's my third year or my second year of being a full coach, and just having an absolute blast out here.
Yeah, you get to teach younger kids like what it's all about, your craft, new tricks, how to be a good skier, everything that you learned in the program, you're just bringing it back out and teaching everyone else.
Travel all across the mountain, finding a bunch of new stuff to ride, and just learning new stuff every day. Say something, one person hits something, then the next person just goes bigger, and you make a friendship off of that. Just building off of each other.
We do push each other a lot.
That's true.
Yeah. And there's usually like a goal for the day to try and like stay balanced or
like stance.
We definitely do a lot of stuff in the parks and just regular jumps in general.
Splits.
Splits are hard.
Steep woods, anything like that.
Spins.
We do like a warm-up run, usually down Northway or Goat Run.
Yeah, and then we probably take like a glade run or in the woods. A glade or park.
On the third run, we usually end up in the park.
And then we usually get into the steeps and moguls.
And no matter what, it's 100% tricks.
The Freeski ride program here, Jay, is impressive. So John Witherspoon, or we call him Spoon, he built it maybe 10 years ago or so, or longer. I don't know, he's been building it for years. It's totally his program.
I grew up here at Jay Peak from as a 6-year-old on up. Then as my early adult years, moved out west, chasing the ski dream around. Eventually found myself involved in the free ride, big mountain world tour. Had a great time with that for about 10 years. And then when I moved back home, back to Jay, it was just a natural fit to talk these little kids into jumping off a cliff for me. And I think this is our 11th year of team. And things have been going really well, blowing up. We have lots of good, talented athletes these days, ripping up things like the exhibition today, jumping off a cliff, throwing threes, arcing some nice turns.
A lot of kids will progress. They'll start in our just season-long 8-week program, and then as they move up, they'll jump from the 8-week program maybe into the Chickadees program for the female skiers and riders. And then they jump into the team when they reach a certain point. And then once they go through the team, they become junior coaches and then coaches. So we have this whole progression for kids starting at really three years old, all the way up through the whole mountain. And it's a heck of a program. We've seen a bunch of people progress all the way through it from 3 to junior coach now, and it's full circle. It's amazing.
Seeing some of these kids who we've had in the program from the beginning, some of the originals, move on to be junior coaches and senior coaches, and some even moving on to the Free Ride World Tour. We have one of our junior coaches right now over in Austria competing in the Junior Free Ride World Championships that he was invited to.
Me and Will both went out to nationals. We didn't do as well as we thought we were going to do, but
At Kicking Horse,
British Columbia. So we met a bunch of kids out there, That was like the big step going to nationals and stuff in NORAMs, that's what it's called. And then in October, I got the invite for Worlds, which is huge. So it was in Kappel, Austria, which was insane, It was the craziest experience of my life. I met so many people, some of the craziest skiers I've ever been with, the craziest skiing I've ever done for sure, It was even though I fell in my run, it was still so cool. Pow every day, getting face shots, doing new tricks, meeting new people, having fun after skiing,
Yeah, we have a good time with using all aspects of the mountain. We have a typical run would include maybe flashing some turns on the groomers, to some tree trails, connect to another tree trail, and then often end up at the park at the bottom of the mountain and maybe work on your airs. Or alternatively, you can hit the race course at the lower mountain maybe to improve your carving and just general technical aspects to your skiing and riding.
Watching their natural progression, the whole pack, it's a lot of fun. It's a real family vibe team. We have families traveling from like south of Boston, driving 6 hours, rain or shine. They come up no matter what. There's a lot of devotion here to the team. A lot of these kids have been doing it for, probably 8 or 9 years even. They just keep coming back, and their siblings keep coming, friends keep coming.
Most of the coaches will help you get through any trick you really want to try.
They're good coaches too. They push you to like do some new stuff.
They're awesome.
They're really good, yeah. Timmy's really great. He's a really great coach. And Cape is really fun. He's my older brother, but
He's good at like finding like trees in the woods where you can go up in like a ramp kind of.
Yeah, I remember in
pockets of
Northwood,
powder.
there's that big one.
Yeah, I've seen it.
We've also been hitting some gates, doing some footwork, working on the basic fundamentals, which is great for these kids. We obviously spend a lot of time in the air too, so yeah, that's what I like about being on the JP Free Ride team.
It's always building kids towards competing, but competing is not the end result for everyone. It's really just having fun, getting out there with your friends and just ripping everything Jay has to offer.
Not everyone on the program has to compete. We definitely don't force everyone to compete. And actually, probably only about 10% or so of the kids actually compete. And the kids are under 12. We really don't even recommend it. If they want to compete, we'll let them, of course. But we're not pushing those under 12. We let them develop. And then, then the kids who want to compete, we have a fair amount of Eastern Tour regional events under the IFSA. Yeah, and a great thing to see is just the bonds that get created, not only through competing and meeting kids from other programs, other mountains, but the friendships that get started on the team. And then the days they're not competing, I see the little posse texting each other and getting together and riding, just without their coach. Just the groups going up and meeting up. And I still see kids who aren't even in the program anymore are meeting up with their friends and still ripping around the mountain, having a good time.
it's a really great team.
If you want to be challenged more and get more like,
And like
knowledge,
make new friends, you should start here.
If you want
and if you like freestyle,
And on your first day, everybody's just like they've known you forever.
Yeah.
if you want to advance, this is the place we want to go.
Competing and skiing, Jay Peak has brought me a long way, bringing me out all the way out to Austria, Europe.
Can't forget those GP
Yeah.
themselves.
Can't forget when I was out there, I was always thinking like Jay Peak brought me out here. Jay Peak Freeski team all the way.